Друзья, привет, hi! И хочется с вами поговорить про английскую грамматику. И почему мне пришла данная мысль в голову. Действительно, просто я буквально вчера, можно сказать сегодня, записал видеокурс, который называется «150 английских грамматических конструкций», 150 конструкций в английской грамматике. И действительно, это очень интересно говорить про грамматику. It's very interesting to talk about grammar. Если кому-то интересен данный курс, то он на канале English Galaxy, ссылка в описании. Ну, я постарался сделать максимально полезным для вас. Ну, давайте вот, на самом деле, просто тема очень интересная. Поговорим на английском. So, we'll use only English. We'll use only English. So, how to speak English without mistakes. Как говорить по-английски без ошибок. I think many people, многие люди, I think many people want to speak English. I think many people want to speak English without mistakes. I think many people want to speak English without mistakes. It's easy to understand. It's easy to understand. Это легко понять. It's easy to understand. What do you think? Что вы думаете об этом? What do you think about all this? Что вы думаете обо всем этом? What do you think about all this? Personally, что касается меня, personally, I think, я считаю, it's important, важно, it's important to study, изучить, to study the basics of grammar, изучить основы грамматики. I think it's important to study the basics of grammar. I think it's important to study the basics of grammar. Some people, некоторые люди, try to memorize, стараются запомнить все. Some people try to memorize everything, but it's impossible. Но это невозможно. But it's impossible. You can, ты можешь запомнить. You can learn something by heart. Ты можешь выучить что-то наизусть. Вот такое выражение learn by heart, выучить наизусть. You can learn something by heart. You can learn something by heart. But you can't. То ты не можешь выучить все. But you can't learn everything. Ты не можешь все запомнить. But you can't learn everything by heart. My idea is that. Моя идея заключается в том, что my idea is that we need. Нам нужно научиться, быть способными. We need to be able. Be able – это грамматическая конструкция, быть способными. My idea is that we need to be able to make up, составлять английские фразы и предложения. To make up English phrases. To make up English phrases and sentences. И предложения. Все начинается с фраз, потом предложений. To make up English phrases and sentences самостоятельно by ourselves. By ourselves. If we do it, если мы это сами сделаем, we won't depend. Мы не будем зависеть. We won't depend on our memory. Мы не будем зависеть от нашей памяти. We won't depend on our memory. So, what things should we know? Какие вещи нам следует знать прежде всего? So, what things should we know? First of all. What things should we know first of all? I think, я думаю, что это следующее. I think it's the following. So, present simple. Present simple – это простое настоящее время. Present simple. For example, I study English every day. Я изучаю английский каждый день. I study English every day. I read English books. Я читаю английские книги. I read English books. I study English. Or I watch different. Я смотрю различные образовательные видео. I watch different. Education – это образование, а educational – образовательный. I watch different educational videos and courses и курсы. Да, на самом деле здесь мы с вами изучаем английский с помощью видео, а на канале English Galaxy там уже выложены достаточно большие информативные именно видеокурсы. То есть где-то видео, sometimes you can see videos, sometimes you can see video courses. It's very important. Это очень важно. So I watch different educational videos and courses. So it's an example. Это пример of present simple. I study English every day. I read English books. I watch different educational videos and courses. Right. It's an example. It's an example of present simple. It's an example of present simple. First of all, прежде всего, first of all, we should know. Нам нужно знать это время. First of all, we should know this tense. This tense. Alright. I think we can go on. And the next tense is, I think, future simple. Это будущее время, потому что оно действительно очень простое. Future simple. This tense. Это время. Такой one comment. Один комментарий. This tense is really very, this tense is really very simple. For example, I will learn English. I will learn English. Такую установку сделаем. Самомотивация, self-motivation. Можно использовать краткую форму. I'll know English perfectly. I'll know English perfectly. I'll know English perfectly. I'll improve my English. Я улучшу свой английский. I'll improve my English. And I'll find. Я найду. And I'll find a better job. And I'll find a better job. And I'll find a better job. Ну, better разное. Конкретизируем. Наверное, a more well paid. Более высокооплачиваемое. A more well paid. I'll improve my English and I'll find a better job. I will travel around the world. Я буду путешествовать по всему миру. I will travel around the world. I will travel around the world and I'll communicate. And I'll communicate. Я буду общаться and I'll communicate with people, с людьми из разных стран. And I'll communicate with people from different countries. From different countries. Yeah, that's a great idea. Это прекрасная мысль. So, future simple. I think really it's easier to understand it. Okay, then we should look, I think, at past simple. Past simple переводится как простое, прошедшее время. Past simple. Past simple. For example, I went to work yesterday. I went to work yesterday. I went to work yesterday. And then I did it very well. I did it very well. I watched. Я просмотрел. I watched more than. Я посмотрел больше, чем 100 видео на данном канале. I watched more than 100 videos on this channel. Да, действительно, невероятно. Incredible. Incredible переводится как невероятно. I watched more than 100 videos on this channel. Incredible. Okay. However, тем не менее, however, I'd like to say, я хотел бы сказать одну очень важную вещь. I'd like to say one important thing. I'd like to say one important thing. Learning English. Изучение английского языка. Learning English doesn't only mean, не только означает, doesn't only mean learning tenses. Learning tenses означает не только изучение времен. Learning English doesn't only mean learning tenses. We should know, нам следует знать, we should know different грамматические, we should know different grammatical structures. нам нужно знать различные грамматические структуры. We should know different grammatical structures. Structures, о чем мы с вами говорили как раз вот в видеокурсе 150 английских конструкций. Мы это все подробно разбираем. Трехчасовое видео, чуть больше. We should know different grammatical structures. Next, it's also very important, также очень важно, it's also very important to widen. It's also very important to widen our vocabulary. Widen переводится как расширять. It's also very important to widen our vocabulary. Vocabulary. Or there is another vocabulary, or there is another verb for it. Есть другой глагол для этого. Можно также говорить enlarge, увеличивать. Также, или, можно сказать, enrich, обогащать. Видите, как раз действительно вот it's also very important to widen our vocabulary or enlarge our vocabulary, or we can say enrich our vocabulary. Really, it's very important. Last but not least. Последнее, но не самое маловажное. Last but not least. But not least. Don't think, не надо думать. Don't think that you need to start, что нужно начинать говорить по-английски. Don't think that you need to start speaking English. Only, только тогда, only when you don't make mistakes. Когда ты не делаешь ошибки. Only when you don't make mistakes. It's absolutely ridiculous. Это совершенно абсурд. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Even advanced students, даже студенты, которые уровень advanced, even advanced. Advanced это продвинутый уровень в английском языке. Even advanced students make mistakes. Students make mistakes. Even advanced students make mistakes. Даже действительно студенты с продвинутым уровнем делают ошибки. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Это неизбежно. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. We aren't native speakers. Мы не носители языка. We aren't native speakers. We aren't native speakers. Certainly, конечно. Certainly, we need to try. Конечно, нам нужно пытаться. Certainly, we need to try. Certainly, we need to try to speak without mistakes. Нужно пытаться говорить без ошибок. We need to try to speak without mistakes and to minimize. Или минимизировать. Or to minimize. Minimize – это такой замечательный глагол. To minimize. Right. To speak without mistakes or minimize the number of mistakes. Минимизировать количество ошибок. Or to minimize the number of mistakes. Speak English more. Говорите по-английски больше. Speak English more and more. And more. Успех придет с практикой. Success will come with practice. Успех придет с практикой. Success will come with practice. Practice. It's very important. Очень важно. It's very important. It's very important. It's very important to break down. Очень важно преодолеть языковой барьер. It's very important to break down the language barrier. It's very important to break down the language barrier. If you do it, если ты это сделаешь, if you do it, I'm sure, я уверен, I'm sure many people will be proud of you. Многие люди будут гордиться тобой. If you do it, I'm sure many people will be proud of you. And you, и ты будешь гордиться собой. And you'll be proud. And you'll be proud of yourself. And you'll be proud of yourself. And you'll be proud of yourself. I'm sure many people will be proud of you, and you'll be proud of yourself. Right. However, тем не менее, however, However, don't forget, не надо забывать о грамматике. Don't forget about grammar. Don't forget about grammar. If you speak English. Если ты будешь говорить по-английски без ошибок, if you speak English without mistakes. If you speak English without mistakes. Это будет грамматным преимуществом для тебя. It will be, грамматный это huge, а вот преимущество advantage. It will be a huge advantage for you. It will be a huge advantage for you. Study more. Занимайтесь больше. You can watch, вы можете смотреть, you can watch отдельные видео на YouTube, you can watch separate English videos, separate videos или различные видео, second videos on YouTube, отдельные видео на YouTube on English grammar, по английской грамматике, on English grammar. I'm sure, я уверен. I'm sure it's very useful. Я уверен, что это очень полезно. I'm sure it's very useful. Or you can, или вы можете смотреть, you can watch long video courses. Или вы можете смотреть длинные видео курсы. Or you can watch long video courses. I have come to the conclusion. Я пришел к выводу. I have come to the conclusion. I have come to the conclusion that it's very convenient. Очень удобно. It's very convenient when everything is in one place. Когда все в одном месте, or in one big video. Or in one big video. Some people ask me, некоторые люди спрашивают меня, some people asked me, how I managed, как я смог, how I managed to learn English, как я смог выучить английский. I read, я читал различные книги, I read different books, different books, and studied English, и изучал английский, and studied English mostly with the help, в основном с помощью, mostly with the help of different books, English radio, английское радио, English radio, and real communication, и живое общение, and real communication. Our generation, наше поколение сейчас отличается. Our generation is different now. Our generation is different. Наше поколение сейчас отличается. We can enjoy, можем наслаждаться. We can enjoy modern technology. Можем наслаждаться современными технологиями. We can enjoy modern technology. Если мне нужно было бы сейчас изучать английский, if I had to learn English now, если нужно было изучать английский сейчас, if I had to learn English now, с самого начала, from the beginning, I would certainly use, я бы, конечно, использовал, I would certainly use YouTube. I would certainly use YouTube. Я бы, конечно, использовал YouTube. These videos, эти видео, these videos and video courses, эти видео и видеокурсы, these videos and video courses can help you, могут помочь тебе, can help you improve your English, могут помочь улучшить английский значительно. Обратите внимание, help такой глагол специфичный, что после него to носитель языка часто не ставят. То есть многие говорят help you to improve your English, но носитель языка часто говорят просто без to, help you improve your English greatly. So, So, таким образом, I wish you, я желаю вам успеха, I wish you success in learning English grammar, в изучении английской грамматики, in learning English grammar. If you want to speak English, если вы хотите говорить по-английски, if you want to speak English without mistakes, если вы говорите по-английски без ошибок, watch different videos, смотрите различные видео, watch different videos, and video courses on grammar, по грамматике, on grammar. You should also do exercises. Вам также следует делать упражнения. Это я сейчас готовлю для вас. Специально будет раздел с упражнениями. Это будет новинка. Скоро выйдет. It will come out soon. Пока все в разработке. So it will come out soon. И вскоре выйдет. You should also do exercises and speak. И говорить. And speak. You should also do exercises and speak. It will be very good. Это будет очень хорошо. It will be very good if you use, если ты будешь использовать, if you use your knowledge. Если будешь использовать свои знания, if you use your knowledge, if you use your knowledge of English grammar, в действительности, of English grammar in real practice or in a real conversation, в реальном разговоре, or in a real communication, or in real communication. Потому что conversation — это разговор, а communication — это немножко больше. Communication — это, можно говорить, и общение, письменное, и всякое общение. Поэтому давайте of English grammar in real communication. Okay, let's revise. Давайте сами закрепим. How to speak English without mistakes. I think many people want to speak English without mistakes. It's easy to understand. What do you think about all this? Personally, I think it's important to study the basics of grammar. Some people try to memorize everything, but it's impossible. You can learn something by heart, but you can't learn everything by heart. My idea is that we need to be able to make up English phrases and sentences by ourselves. If we do it, we won't depend on our memory. So what things should we know? First of all, I think it's the following: present simple. For example, I study English every day, I read English books, I watch different educational videos and courses. It's an example of present simple. First of all, we should know this tense. Right. Next, future simple. This tense is really very simple. I will learn English, I'll know English perfectly, I'll improve my English, and I'll find a better job, for example, a more well-paid. I will travel around the world and I'll communicate with people from different countries. And certainly past simple. For example, I went to work yesterday, I did it very well, I watched more than 100 videos on the channel. Incredible! However, I'd like to say one important thing. Learning English doesn't only mean learning tenses. We should know different grammatical structures. It's also very important to widen our vocabulary or enrich our vocabulary. I think you agree. Last but not least, don't think that you need to start speaking English only when you don't make mistakes. It's absolutely ridiculous. Even advanced students make mistakes. It's inevitable. We aren't native speakers. Certainly, we need to try to speak without mistakes or to minimize the number of mistakes. Speak English more and more. You take every opportunity. Можно добавить, используйте каждую возможность. Take every opportunity. Success will come with practice. Right. Success will come with practice. Next, it's very important to break down the language barrier. If you do it, I'm sure many people will be proud of you and you'll be proud of yourself. However, don't forget about grammar. If you speak English without mistakes, it will be a huge advantage for you. Study more. You can watch separate videos on YouTube on English grammar. I'm sure it's very useful. Or you can watch long video courses. For example, like English Galaxy, на канале English galaxy. Right. I have come to the conclusion that it's very convenient when when, sorry for my misprints, извиняюсь за мои опечаточки, when everything is in one place or in one big video. Some people asked me how I managed to learn English. I read different books and studied English mostly with the help of different books, English, radio, and real communication. Our generation is different. Our generation is different now, right? Our generation is different now. We can enjoy modern technology. If I had to learn English now, from the beginning, I would certainly use YouTube. These videos and video courses can help you improve your English greatly, so I wish you success in learning English grammar. If you want to speak English without mistakes, watch different videos and video courses on grammar. You should also do exercises and speak. It will be very good if you use your knowledge of English grammar in real communication. Okay, so thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.